Okay, here we go. Okay, we are recording. So I'm glad that those who are on the call have joined us. I know it is hard to make it to these things on Sunday nights, especially because of the crazy weekend that we all have. But they're super important. Team calls really are, as many as you can get on, because it builds excitement. You get tips. We have a bunch of awesome guests that are going to be joining us every week, just kind of sharing their journey and giving you guys a perspective that is not my own, because I definitely do not know everything in this business. So I love to have people join us and just kind of give us a different view on things. But first, I want to introduce Rachel Carter. She was so sweet. I have been stalking her journey for a while now. She has a pretty incredible testimony. And so I begged her to get on here, and she told me, I am sending my kids to Italy, so here's my phone number in case I forget to get on there, because I'd probably forget too if I was just shipping my kids off to Italy. So Rachel, I am going to unmute you and let you share, okay? So hang on a second.
Okay.
It'd be unmuted.
I'm unmuted, right.
Take it away.
Okay, good. At least I get to talk to your face. I was worried it was going to go switch to my face and I was going to have to talk to myself, and that was a little crazy. I'm Rachel Carter. Some of you may know me as Rachel Newman. That's when I started my Plexus journey, and I think that's still truly my ambassador name. I started Plexus in 2012, but let me kind of back up a little bit before then. You know how we all have that one picture or something that kind of sets us on the journey for weight loss? I was a cheerleader sponsor. One of my girls came out and said, hey, can I take a picture with you? I was like, sure, yeah. I thought I looked good that day. And I got the picture back and I was like, is that me? And they're like, oh, yeah. I was 275 pounds and didn't realize it. I mean, I knew I was heavy, but, just didn't think I looked like that. I started on, this is in March of 2011. I started on a diet and exercise and workout program, lost 30 pounds in a couple of months. So I was all excited about that. And then I just stalled. Like I couldn't lose any more weight for about 6-7 months. My friend at the time, I'll tell you that story in a minute. My friend at the time, David, had posted that he was going to lose 50 pounds because he was turning 50. And I watched him. Week 1, he said he didn't do anything. Week 2, another pound or 2. And then he said, okay, I'm trying this pink drink and I'm going to see what it does. And that was probably end of January of 2012. He posted the week after that, hey, I lost 6 or 7 pounds. So my fingers started typing, hey, tell me what you're doing. I'm stuck. I started February 7th, 2012. In the next 8 months, I lost a total of 85 pounds. I've since lost a total of 125, give or take the holidays, 125 pounds. I've kept it off for almost 4 years. And Plexus has just been a blessing to me in so many ways. The friend that told me about Plexus, I married him last year. So I married my upline. Yes. So Plexus is life-changing. I mean, not only did I lose the weight, kept it off, I married my upline best friend, whatever you want to call him now. I call him husband, but yeah, he's listening to me in the background, so it's kind of weird. Anyway, what I found worked for me, because I did Slim and Accelerator. It was before a lot of the supplemental products came out. They had BioCleanse, and they might have had ProBio 5 right at that time. But I just took Slim and Accelerator, throw in BioCleanse every once in a while. And that's what I did, diet, exercise. And I felt like with Plexus, before I would be eating breakfast and think, what am I going to have for dinner? Or if I was eating lunch, I would wonder what I was going to have for dinner. If you would have asked me to share a plate with you, I probably would have stabbed you with a fork before I would have shared that plate with you. But now that's something that Plexus gave me control over and helped me with, in that sense of the word. It's done tons of, it helped me pay for my child, who, not the one that's gone to Italy, and I didn't do that, but I have an older child that went to UT and started the year before I started Plexus. And since then, I haven't had to take out a loan for her college, and she is fixing to graduate with her master's degree in May, and we have not had a loan. She's a gold ambassador. And so she has not had to have a loan for her college since Plexus came around.
Wow.
And yes, it did help my other child go to Italy. And she went to Italy with a school trip. So I just didn't send her away on her own. But it was a school trip that went to Italy.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I mean, Plexus is just now. People ask me all the time, "What do I take now?" I say I'm a Plexus junkie because I take the Slim, the Pro Bio, the Bio Cleanse, the Omega, the X Factor. The only thing I don't take consistently is Accelerator, and just because I'm at a point where it's pretty good, and I do when I need that extra boost or anything that I'm going to do.
Yeah. So, where are you as far as the business? So I didn't realize you'd been with them since 2012. That's crazy.
Yeah. I am a Ruby ambassador. When we first started the business part of this, and I'll be real honest, it wasn't the business part because I was like, why would you want to get ambassadors? Why would you want to do this? It even took me 2 months before David finally, I was sending him my people. My friends were like, okay, you're losing weight. What are you doing? I was like, I don't know, call this guy David. And so I sent him 5 customers, and he finally called me one day and said, thank you for sending me these customers, but you do realize you could be making some money on this.
Yeah.
And so when I started in the end of March, 1st of April, I went to silver probably within the first 3 months, and then just kind of hung around there. And like I said, I'm Ruby, and David's a senior Ruby.
Awesome.
And, yeah, and everybody in my family, we laugh because everybody in my family that is of age is a Plexus ambassador, and they all take it. It's a family thing. My daughter that's in college, my other daughter that is in college, and Lexi, when she turns 18 in a couple of months, she's already getting ready to start.
Join. That's awesome. And so your husband then does actively work the business, because my husband's an ambassador, but I call it my second leg. So he's
yes, he's your helper. Yeah, he does work the business. I probably work it a little bit more than he does. He's sitting here watching me tell on him. I probably work it more than he does. He lost 55 pounds, I think, in those 6 months. And we didn't really, know each other too well then, but he lost his weight and has grown his business. I'm his primary leg. But yeah, he works his business and is very beneficial for all 3 of us. My daughter is underneath me. And so we all benefit from.
She's the one you said the gold ambassador now, right?
She's a gold ambassador. She lives in Dallas. Yeah, now she lives in Dallas.
Awesome. And whose team are you under? So just so I know your genealogy with all this.
Do you know Joy?
Yes.
Joy Shermaine is my.
Shermaine, I can't remember her last name. Okay, yes, I do know Joy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yay. Well, I don't want to, is there anything else? I don't want to cut you off if you're still going on your story.
I mean, that's really about it. It took me, it was consistency. I always tell people consistency and awareness for the weight loss part of it, if that's what you're looking at. And with the business part, it's something you have to do every day. And that's if you want to grow your business, that is something to me that you have to work on every day.
And for as far as for you, since you had such an incredible weight loss testimony with this, did you change nutrition? Did you start adding in, exercise routines? And
I did. I eat what I call a clean diet now. When I first started, I've tried every other diet in this world, and I would lose 10 and gain 20, lose 50, gain 70. But it would be because if I were doing a thing where I would go to a meeting and weigh in, I would go to that meeting, weigh in, and I would go eat Mexican food and say, I still have a week to get the other 5 pounds off, And so I think with this, when I first started, I limited my food. I wasn't as hungry, but I could have whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And that's one reason I stuck with it, I think, is because I never felt deprived. I never felt like I was missing out on something. If I wanted, a birthday cake, I had it. I just had to watch what I was doing somewhere else. Now we eat pretty clean. I'm doing a Whole 30, if you know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did half of Whole 30.
You did half of it. You did a 15. That's what my husband says too. He wanted to start one March 1st, so we started March 1st, and it's just really clean eating, no processed foods, no sugars. And I've pretty much eaten that way since I started Plexus. My downfall is not sweets, it's not sugars, it's bread and chips and carbs. And so that was something that I just had to, I knew I didn't want it. I'd sit down in a Mexican food restaurant and I could eat the whole bucket of chips before my meal came. And Plexus just gave me that willpower to where I don't need that.
I know you said you started on the accelerator, and I know that was the accelerator is the one that helps me the most with that. The salty carbs, all those kind of things.
Yes.
Mine wasn't sweets either. So.
Yeah.
And did you, I know that we have a few people on here as far as detox they went through. Did you in the beginning, did you have detox bad, or how was the beginning for you of starting? And I know we didn't have the ProBio and the BioCleanse when you started.
Right. So, I was trying to think back because I really didn't do I don't think I had any symptoms. I was walking and exercising and all of that when I first started. So feeling bad, I didn't really feel bad. I drank lots of water and I went to the bathroom lots. Other than that, that was about it. No, I didn't have, and even once I started the ProBio, I think maybe because I had been on Slim for so long and I was eating healthy and I was doing that when I started taking the probiotics and I started taking the cleanse, that it didn't have that bad of an effect. I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had really bad detox. My sweet cousin started me on 4 probiotics and 6 BioCleanse as my day one routine. So y'all know what that was fun times, man. That was a fun month.
Oh my God.
Well, thank you. I am so glad you got on here. Yes. We see all these incredible testimonies on Facebook, and then we know people are real people, especially on Facebook, but it's always nice just to kind of hear what the journey was, because you can't tell it all from a testimony, and I know I've at least 10 times on my Facebook page. So
the video that Plexus did for my Plexus journey, did you ever see that video of me?
No.
I'll share it on your Facebook page. That was really weird. They came and followed me around for the day. And I felt like I had a camera crew, follow me. They watched me eat, and I was like, oh my gosh. It opened up, I guess, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the convention. It opened up the convention, and I would have people come to me and go, "You're a real person?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a real person." But I'll share that to your timeline.
Yeah, and then I'll post that on my team page for those who I should be friends with everybody in this group. So if I haven't, you can request me. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Can I stay on? You can mute me and I'll stay on. I just like
mute you. Yeah, you go ahead and stay on, girl. Okay. Okay, so next I want to introduce a sweet, sweet lady, Ruby Ambassador Monica Pollock, and I have also been Facebook friends with her for a while and kind of stalking her. And she is just a really positive and inspiring girl. I love looking at her stuff. And I had asked her if she would come on here and share. And little did I know, I didn't realize that she's kind of like a pro at this. Although she's probably, I can't see you in my screen, Monica. I'm going to need to scroll you to the other page. But apparently she does trainings for her team, and I'm not trying to build her up here to put on pressure or anything, but I'm just so excited that she can come and share with you guys, because she kind of has a different kind of the story, side of the story that I didn't know. So that's, I guess, all the hints I'm going to give, and I'm going to just let her take over. So Monica, I'm going to unmute you. Hang on just a second. Okay, let's hear you. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you guys see me?
Yep, we can see you.
Okay. Well, thank you for the introduction. And I think that we did meet face-to-face at convention at Heather's Mexican party. Okay.
Yes, we did.
My name is Monica Pollock, and I live just outside of Denver, Colorado. I'm going to start by sharing a little bit of my business testimony, and that'll kind of morph into my health testimony. So I went to college with a few names that you may recognize: Celeste Gwynn, Jen Hawkins, Heather Burke, Suzanne Clinton, BB Shattuck. Need I keep going on? So I went to OBU, Oklahoma Baptist University. So with regards to my Plexus journey, by the time I decided to start, which I'll go back to that in a second, my belief had already been established. I was watching dear friends of mine, college friends of mine, that I've known now for upwards of 20 years. I was watching their journeys and their belief, and so mine came pretty instantaneously. I didn't need to be a product of the product at that point. I just kind of took their lead and followed suit. So meanwhile, I was a flight attendant for 10 years. And although I was very supportive of all of my girlfriends' Plexus journeys, I had no interest in it until I got pregnant with my first son, who is 2 years old. And my husband also works for the airline. So our family saw a big change ahead as I prepared to resign. So suddenly these posts that I had been watching for a couple years at this point, I saw them through a different lens. I started wondering if maybe Plexus could be something that would work for me and work for my family. So I took the leap of faith. I resigned from my 10-year career as a flight attendant in March of 2014. That same month, March 26th, I joined as a Plexus ambassador. I had never tried a product. I was also about 3 months postpartum with my firstborn. And so I drew my line in the sand the minute I hit the submit button when I became an ambassador. I decided that this would be my gig, that these products would work for me, and that this was going to be my new passion. So fast forward, less than 1 month, and I already obtained silver. And then a few months after that, I was gold. And then I was stuck at senior gold for about a year. In fact, I just recently promoted to ruby. So from Thanksgiving of 2014 through New Year's Eve of 2015, I was senior gold. And I tell my team so my genealogy, I am Heather Burke's level 3. So I tell my team that we're in a very charmed downline, Heather, of course, being under Jen Hawkins. If you guys saw the post yesterday that Plexus in February did $40 million worth of sales, and the Jen Hawkins Celeste team was 20 million of that 40 million. We are in a charmed downline. So while that can be very motivating and inspiring, it can also be very disheartening if you find yourself with the passion and the belief, but the inability to reach your next goal. So, I'm not reinventing the wheel with any of this. Network marketing is about personal growth and development. I've had to really turn that camera lens around and shine it straight at me and wonder kind of where I could improve. I'm notorious from hiding behind my Facebook posts and my emails. I send emails to check in with customers instead of getting on the phone and truly checking in with them. At the end of the day, I might think to myself, yeah, I was productive. But if I actually looked at, income producing activity, it would be absent from my day. So I had to learn very quickly to not compare my journey to anyone else's. I'm very goal oriented and very driven. If I have something in front of me, I will pursue it. But it has been interesting to not be on the same fast track as a lot of my college girlfriends. And I fell into the trap of not necessarily playing the blame game, but it's easy for me to say I live in Colorado. No one has heard of Plexus. We're the Colorado pioneers. Well, and fill in the blank. There are so many things that I've been able to peg my just kind of being stuck on until recently. And I feel like I've really examined. I actually listened to a senior Ruby call. I think it was probably on the DDD team, about someone. It was very convicting about what are you doing to grow your business? What is your IPA? And that was really challenging. So I'm in pursuit of senior Ruby now, and I kind of have the idea that if it takes me 10 years to reach diamond, yay. In 10 years, I'll have way more money than I have ever had in my professional career. And one other thing, and then I'll segue into my health testimony, but I ask my team if they will boldly commit 1 year of their lives to giving this a try. I think one of the saddest things is, going into your back office and seeing a white line before you had a chance to talk them through their doubts and their frustrations and their insecurities. Another girlfriend of mine, you guys might know who she is through Facebook, Kim Wilson Pollock, holistic health coach. She just picked up her Plexus Lexus yesterday. She asks her team members to commit 3 years to working this business. So it kind of puts things into perspective. Yes, for some, it is an overnight sensation. For others, it is just hunkering down and going through the grind and trying to remain positive, and not letting go of that belief. So that's my business testimony. My health testimony, as I said, I became an ambassador before ever trying the products. I was 3 months postpartum. I had baby weight that I wanted to lose. I was also, struggling with fatigue and irritability, definitely sugar cravings. Every afternoon I would, get my hands on anything that I could. Kind of like the business opportunity, I decided before I even took my first sip of pink drink that these products would work for me. So for me, that involved a lot of research. It involved me researching what exactly chromium does, and knowing that it removes the glucose from your bloodstream and converts it into natural energy. Kind of getting behind the scientific side of things so I can believe that these products were working for me. And I used these products to work for me. So it's kind of like the cart and the horse, or the chicken and the egg. I decided these products would work for me before they actually worked for me. And I think that belief is critical with your success with your products. If you go in loosey-goosey that this might work or this might not work, what's the quote? If you believe it, you can, or you can't, you're right. So thankfully, the Plexus product line was a lifesaver for my first postpartum experience. I also have a 13-day-old, another little boy, and I was thrilled to be able to take the Plexus product line through my pregnancy. I'll be honest and say there were several weeks throughout my first trimester where I was nauseous and didn't get all of my products in, but same thing. They provided that stability and that balance that I really desperately needed. And in these postpartum days with a 13-day-old and a 2-year-old, I'm like, I need pink drink on tap. My OB approved it, no problem, or no questions asked. And it's just so amazing to me that I can derive natural energy from something that's not going through my breast milk and caffeinating my child. I firmly believe that the beneficial bacteria from the probiotic is also going through my breast milk and building Noah's immunity every single day. I can't say enough about this product line. So that kind of sums up my story, both the business side and the health side. Plexus has been really incredible, and I fully intend to see it to the end, no matter how long that takes me.
Yeah. Well, and when Monica and I had talked, we had kind of realized both of our stories are so similar because, we're both in Heather's downline, and I also got stuck at Senior Gold for a year. And I feel like no matter, so when I joined under Heather went lightning fast. I mean, she was Emerald, I want to say 9 or 10 months after she joined. She was Emerald. And then like Ruby and Senior Ruby, she hit in the same month. I think she signed New Year's Eve. She hit Ruby and Senior Ruby both in August, I believe. And then it was like 2 months later, she was Emerald. And then I think it's like 3 or 4 months after that, she was Sapphire. And 2 months later, she was Diamond. And so, pardon me, with my journey, when I joined, I thought that's what happens. And I saw so-and-so hit, and I followed Celeste, who was, Diamond in 8 months or some, I don't know, maybe I'm saying it really fast, I don't know, maybe that is it, isn't it, I don't know, but it was incredible, and so that's what I thought was the standard, and so when I joined, I went gold within, really my first, it was 31 days, because I wasn't told about Fast Start Gold, and so I missed it by 1 day, so tell people about Fast Start Gold, even if you don't think they can do it, okay, because I didn't join for the business, I joined for the discount, and we hear that a lot, and I almost Fast Start Gold. And so I did that lightning fast, and I saw that speed in the beginning, and then I knew Heather did it in 10 months, and so I should be able to do it. And when I didn't, like that kind of just so the income was life-saving, and that was motivation, but getting stuck frustrated me, and I felt like I'm doing something wrong, and I'm not a good leader, and I'm letting my team down in some way. And it really is, like you said, just that journey of self-discovery. And for me, even like these training calls, my team will know, Corey, you in particular, kind of nudging me, like, are we going to do training calls? What are we going to do? And I don't like doing these. I hate talking in front of people. I feel like training is not my gift, but this business just pushes you in ways that you don't think it can. And whether you have one person or 1,000 people, you have a team under you, and God has gifted you with the ability to lead that team through your unique abilities that He has given you. And maybe some of them you don't realize are your gifts. And it really is working on yourself. If you're stuck at a certain rank, you have to work on yourself. And like you said, turn that lens back on yourself and see what it is you're doing. And even now, I'm Senior Ruby working on Emerald, and it's still, we're having the daily IPA challenge this month. And I kind of chose to do that because daily IPAs are where I struggle. That's a big struggle of mine. I can get my Facebook posting done like nobody's business. But when it comes to reaching out to people, following up with my existing customers, one of the favorite things my sweet, sweet husband told me, and he loves to claim credit for this, is whenever you get somebody, when somebody asks you about Plexus, and you share Plexus with them, and you finally get them to come on board, and they say yes, and they either order as a customer or an ambassador. That is just step one. That's like knocking on the door, okay? But now is when the real work begins, and you got to be prepared to open that door and walk on through, okay? And so I feel like the reason I got stuck for so long is I'm like, great, all these people are asking me about Plexus. I'm going to get them signed. And it was the follow-up is where I dropped the ball in a huge way. And it's not just reaching out to new people or following up with potentials. It's following up with our customers and with our team and really working on them as people. We are their health coaches. I feel like our role when people join with this is they are looking to us to help them on their new health journey. And if I don't know who does this, I know this is what I was guilty of. They would join with me, and I would check in every now and then, but I didn't have that mentality of, this person is now kind of my responsibility. They have trusted me enough to listen and take the chance on these products. And now it is my turn to follow through and give them that support and accountability and encouragement. And I feel like it was getting to that point is what kind of helped push me from senior gold, where I was stuck for a year, to continue my journey. And not just my customers, but my ambassadors, and really just trying to support everybody and stepping out of my box for trainings and stepping out of my box for opportunity meetings. I started doing opportunity meetings as a gold ambassador when I felt like I knew absolutely nothing about the products. But all you have to do is have belief in them. You don't have to know why a product does everything. And honestly, being vulnerable with people and telling them, look, I'm not a doctor. I don't know the details behind this. If you have a specific question, I, of course, can find out the answer for you and get back to you on that. All I know is these products are changing lives. They have helped so many people. So it's worth at least giving it a shot, and so if you're a gold or if you're a silver, if you're in the beginning with this, just step out in faith that you can do it. And you know what? Worst case, you fall on your face and you learned maybe that's not your gift, and you move it down to somebody in your downline to step up and fill that role. As a team, we support each other. And so, but when Monica said that she wanted to share kind of her journey, which we had no clue it was so similar, ours, I know that there's a lot of people on this team who maybe have been stuck in a position for a while, and I know it can be disheartening and frustrating. And so I was so thankful. And I didn't know Monica was best buds with all those girls. I feel like you're a little celebrity.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize we had met last year at Heather's dinner. I just stalked you on Facebook. I didn't know how we became friends. So Monica, what is it that you do? What's your business day look like? Like, what are your IPAs that you do every single day?
Well, it's a little suspended right now, just being that I have a newborn. There are all those formulas like 3-3-1 or the perfect 10.
5-3-1, yeah.
Right, yeah. And that kind of doesn't resonate with me personally. I have a day planner where the night before I write in every single day what I'm going to accomplish the following day. I'm a consummate list maker, and so I derive great satisfaction from crossing something off of the list. So there's a large percentage of the pie that is reserved for just things that come up. If I need to call customer service on behalf of an ambassador, or if I need to send an email back with ingredients for someone who's inquiring, a lot of it just presents itself in a very organic way. And then a lot of it lately for me has involved relationship building. Like I said earlier, I am notorious or guilty of kind of just hiding behind not only emails and Facebook posts and Instagram posts, but also hiding behind my rock stars. When I'm positioned pretty well, I'm very thankful, but I have some rock stars that are bold and brazen, and they go out there, by golly, they are painting their towns pink. And it's been easy for me to kind of ride their wave a little bit. So the one thing that I'll share that has been kind of a game changer for me, we just moved actually exactly a year ago, and with a neighbor friend of mine, we started a business networking group in our neighborhood. And that has received really great response. There are about 25 to 30 business members, all of different professions, half of whom are my customers now, and hopefully about a third of whom will become ambassadors. So it's just, like Celeste says, it's taken her 37 years to become a double diamond. It's really kind of going back to that relational piece and taking the spotlight off of Plexus per se, and just putting it on cultivating friendships and relationships.
Mm-hmm. So one thing I just thought of that I remember when I got stuck, and tell me if you got to the same point with this. It's easy, say when you hit that rank of gold and you have a team under you, you have 20 people under you. And when that rank starts building and you get further and further, I know I was told that when you hit gold, the rest is downhill from there. It's easy after that. Your team starts working. I did not find that to be the case for me. I hit gold by me adding all the people. I actually had 35 ambassadors before I had people who actually started working the business. I had 35 level ones. And so I think I got into the mentality of, I have a team. Now I need to try to get my team to work. And so I poured into my team, but I didn't have people who were interested in the business. And I stopped working on continuing to grow my level ones. And I know that that's a trap a lot of people fall into. When you get a team, you do want to cultivate those leadership skills. And so you start trying to lead your team. And I remember I think it was the Periscope of the Jewels, and they said, you cannot motivate somebody because motivation comes from within. You can encourage, you can inspire, but you cannot motivate somebody. And so we put so much effort into trying to motivate those under us that we forget that we need to motivate ourselves and focus on, continuing to grow our own team and focus on doing the things we need to continue to do. So did you kind of get to that point as well, like where you felt like you're pouring into your team and forgetting about doing your stuff?
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm still even kind of there. I mean, I look back at the level ones, and actually now they're level twos because they're going underneath my husband. But when I look back at 2015, I'm not near where I want to be as far as continuing to, what's the word that I'm looking for? Well, just continuing to expand my own business. So that is by far my biggest goal of 2016, is to almost kind of, in a sense, pretend like my team doesn't exist and start from scratch and just start building. And knowing what I know now that I did not know then, it's a completely different beast as far as what do I do when I sign an ambassador? What resources do I connect them with? I had a lot of guinea pig ambassadors a couple years ago, and God love them. Some of them are still with me, and some of them have fallen through the cracks, understandably. So absolutely. Yeah. I think that there was a time, and since I am so driven, I would take it personally when I tried to lead someone who just simply didn't want to be led. Mm-hmm. So, the encouragement that I try to give my team when people are either stuck not gaining any new customers or gaining any ambassadors, is, again, personal growth and development. So work on your own testimony. Are you where you want to be with the products? Are you a product of the product? Be a student of this industry. I mean, there's just so many wise, valuable resources out there that can help bolster your tool belt. But yeah, you constantly have to continue growing your own business, and that's my goal for this year.
Yeah. So I had one of my ambassadors ask, do you have any way that you reach out to inactive ambassadors? I know I have not really found a system that works yet. So do you reach out to whiteliners?
Like Sonia Dudley says, it's easier to give birth than to bring someone up from the dead. Which is so sad, because someone like myself who, again, harbors that belief, it's hard to understand why somebody doesn't taste that magic, I'm offering to coach you, to hold your hand, to get you there, I have found, so last year I would send I think once in the first 6 months of the year and once in the second 6 months of the year, I sent an email. Now I have too many white lines, to be honest, to do this, but I sent an email. Yeah. I sent an email to white lines that I still thought were fence sitters. Maybe they turned off their backup order because they had something come up. I did send an email, and it was very succinct. It simply said, I'm here if you decide that Plexus could become a fit for you. I believe that it is a fit for you, and I'm ready to show you a few things. And that only generated maybe 2 or 3 people's responses. but they've since gone on to give it another try.
Yeah.
So that's a tricky one. It's a real hard one for me because I want it so badly for so many people, but man, they have to want it for themselves.
Well, and I will say sometimes people just watch you. I had in January, I want to say 10 inactives come back, and I didn't reach out to them. I didn't reach out to them once. They had just been watching and determined either the price was why they had stopped or they just weren't ready to really give it a go the first time. And now they were, and it was them seeing my belief and me sharing about the products consistently that made them want to try it again. So, you never know who's watching. Rachel had messaged on here, and Rachel, I'm going to unmute you because she had said that she does message people. Yeah, girl, you message me. I'm going to make you actually share with us. But so she said that you do send out a message to your white lines?
I do. I have, back in the old back office, you could pull everybody's email out. So I have all those old emails, and once a month or once every 2 months or so, I'll send out something and say, hey, listen to what this probiotic is doing. Here's the omega, here's the X factor. And probably about like Monica said, I get 1 or 2 people that respond. Of course, I get some that say, please take me off your mailing list. But I get 1 or 2 people that at least we initiate a conversation again about it. Mm-hmm. And that helps me to figure out, why did they quit in the first place? Was it that, it was a crazy time in their life? Was it too expensive? And so at least I get that communication line open again.
I actually really like that because I always think of it in the way, of messaging them and, hey, do you want to try Plexus again? Please let me know if there was something I could have helped you with in the past, and that always feels so awkward to me. But if you are opening it with new information, like, hey, just so you know, I don't know if we've ever talked about the Mega X and here's what it does.
And like the probiotic, if I have a story to share with it, and I always follow, yes, it's the crazy Plexus lady, but I want to share you a story. So I usually tell them something and then if I can help you in any way, please let me know. So it's never really, hey, come back in the business. It's look what I'm sharing. Look what this is doing. Let me know if you want to talk.
Yeah. And the business isn't going to bring somebody back in. I don't feel like, at least most.
And I've been senior Ruby I've been Ruby for a year and a half. That's where I got stuck. I did pretty good. I got to Ruby pretty quick. And then I've been stuck at Ruby for a while.
Mm-hmm. And I know the big systems switch over, at least lately. And I know for a lot of my team as well, kind of, not trying to be negative, but it did kind of kill some motivation for a while for a lot of people. And it is a hard thing. Do you feel like you've kind of like pinpointed what's been going on? Because I knew it took me a while to kind of pinpoint. And a lot of it, it's God's timing, I feel like, for a lot of people in the journey that we're on of there's a time when this is going to happen. And it's how we grow and how we develop in that process and along that journey. And it's our story. We're growing.
I'm a techie person. Like I'm the technology director for our school. And so, when they pulled it over, I was like, oh boy, this is a big deal that's fixing to happen. So there are things that I think when it gets fully functional and it is running like it's supposed to, that you're going to be, it's already cool that you get your convention credit points before, the weekly update, you get those live. But there's just little things that you can do. All the training videos had to be redone. So that was something that was fun. But I think that helps you learn more about what the system can do. Mm-hmm. But, I like the new system.
Yeah, I do
too. I can't find things in it, but I like it.
Hey, emails are in the genealogy report. If you haven't found them yet, emails are there.
Yes.
Okay.
I found them the other day.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that was one of the things. I use emails a lot, emails and Facebook. And in case you two didn't know, a trick that I learned is if you say you get emails from your kid's school or something, and you have people's email addresses, you can put those into the Facebook search bar and find their Facebook page.
Oh.
So that's a cool trick I learned about people in order to grow friends. If I have, ladies from my homeschool co-op that I got their email addresses, I find them on Facebook. So, it's something I just learned recently that you can do with emails. It's awesome. But Well, ladies, I'm so excited you joined us. I know it's going on 9 o'clock, and so I try to keep these short so that everybody can get back to their evening and get kiddos down, and, it's a school night for all of us. So, well, I am so glad you guys joined us. Thank you so, so much. Just, we're not on, or y'all aren't on my team, and we're not on your team, and so, and I always tell my team this is why I love this company so much, that everybody is willing to share and come alongside each other and just share why we are so passionate about the products and, just help kind of spread the word about it. So y'all are awesome. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Hang on just a second.